Again, we're not doing photorealism here, thank goodness. I use the gesso. Of course, when you use gesso, which is white, and a lot of titanium, when you add that color, white, to color, it's going to make it opaque. And that's what I want to have happening right here. So, wet my brush. Always wet your brush. Don't ever put a dry brush in your paint. So it's nice and wet, because that way the paint flows off the brush a lot easier. So I have a big puddle of white right here. Here we go. Make it nice and juicy. Make sure we don't use enough water in our paints. You want to use a whole lot of water. This isn't toothpaste you're scraping around. Get it so it flows off the brush easily. Now I'm going to dab it, dry it a little bit here. Now we're not looking at any particular kinds of flowers. I don't do very specific kinds of flowers. I'm not a botanist. I'm a painter. And so I'm going to project and think about, geez, there's got to be some flowers in here somewhere. Let's see what happens. Let's see how much trouble I can get into. It's not very easy for me not to get into trouble. So here we go. Just the beginning. And there's the vase. There's the table down there. This might be a hard thing for a lot of us to do at first and to see and visualize it at first, because we're probably trained the other way. Especially if you've read a lot of those books that talk about lights and darks. But then this one here again is what I'm saying is we're just goofing around. And that painting is almost done. Now, because we have so much stuff going on the table here, it's very hard to isolate and see what's going on here. So most studio painters will paint with a discarded mat. And it's a great way of getting rid of all the other stuff. And so we'll temporarily put a discarded mat around it. That way I can see what's right and what's wrong. Well, right off the bat, it has no focal point. And you know, in doing flower paintings, even though I'm not trying to do very specific types of flowers, you want to have a focal point. And usually I call it the star. And so we'll wet the brush here. Let's find a color here. Oh, let's just use this yellow. And just pick a spot. I always like to go to bing. There you are. That's the star. See how your eye goes right to it? Right there? We'll try something else in here. And maybe a couple more over here, and over here, and over here. And now let's get the center. Maybe something like that. And boy, at this point, this painting is almost finished.